leader. The Democrats have no leader. They remind me of Somalia, okay? Their nation, look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation, it's just people walking around killing each other. It's a hellhole right now. And the Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country.
Why is President Donald Trump making disparaging remarks about Somalis? At first glance, the comments may sound impulsive, offhand remarks meant to provoke. But placed within a broader geopolitical frame, they point to something more deliberate. They intersect with U.S. strategic interests, Israel's security concerns, and a regional dilemma Washington has struggled to resolve. To understand why, geography matters. Somalia, specifically, the Somalia recognized by the international community, sits beside one of the world's most consequential maritime chokepoints, the el-Mandeb Strait. This narrow passage links the Red Sea to Indian Ocean and serves as a gateway to the Suez Canal. As much as 1/3 of global maritime trade transits this corridor. Energy shipments, commercial goods, and military traffic all depend on its stability. Disruptions here ripple across global supply chains and international markets. For decades, the United States has treated this waterway as strategically vital, but over the last 2 years, the control has been challenged by the Houthis. The Houthis control much of Yemen's most densely populated territory. During this period, they have imposed a blockade on vessels linked to Israel, a campaign that has also affected American-affiliated shipping, raising alarms in Washington and Tel Aviv alike. Historically, the United States has relied on its military base in Djibouti to secure the Red Sea and the el-Mandeb. The base is small, but its location is pivotal. There is, however, a constraint. Djibouti maintains a carefully calibrated foreign policy. While it allows foreign militaries to operate against piracy and non-state militant groups, it does not permit its territory to be used as a launch pad for direct military action against neighboring states, including Yemen. As a result, Washington's operational flexibility has been limited. The base exists, but its use is restricted. The United States cannot fully deploy from Djibouti to confront the Houthis. That frustration surfaces in policy planning. In Project 2025, a sweeping blueprint outlining priorities for the current administration, Africa receives limited attention, yet one country is singled out by name, Djibouti. The document describes deteriorating relations and warns that U.S. strategic access in the region is no longer guaranteed. The proposed alternative is notable. The document points towards Somaliland. Somaliland, a self-governing region in northern Somalia. Since 1991, it has operated with its own institutions and security forces. Under international law, however, it remains part of Somalia, a stance Washington has long upheld. Recognition would mark a significant shift in U.S. policy. So how might such a shift be justified? Through narrative, by portraying Somalia as irreversibly chaotic, defined by violence, fragmentation, and perpetual instability. The case for bypassing Somalia altogether becomes easier to make. Language coming from the White House reinforces this framing, depicting Somalia as incapable of order or governance. Once that premise is accepted, the range of options narrows. Whether that portrayal reflects reality is not the question here. The issue is strategic calculation.
Somaliland, which declared unilateral independence from Somalia in 1991, is offering the U.S. a military base that sits right at the entrance to the Red Sea. In exchange, it wants the Trump administration to recognize it as a sovereign state. Somaliland President Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi has revealed in a recent interview that U.S. officials have visited the region multiple times in recent months. He said he expects to visit the United States soon as talks continue on trade, security, and counterterrorism. Though he maintains the offers are not conditional, he has extended full access to Somaliland's port and base to Washington. Somaliland has struggled for international recognition for over 3 decades.
Recognition would offer the United States a potential new military foothold along one of the world's most critical maritime corridors, one less constrained than Djibouti and closer to the shipping lanes now under threat. From there, Washington could more directly counter the Houthis, secure maritime traffic, and protect both American and Israeli interests. But another reality complicates this picture. Despite its internal institutions and relative stability, Somaliland does not exercise control over all the territory it claims. In practice, it governs less than half of its claimed area, with significant portions outside of effective control. This distinction matters. Recognition is not merely symbolic. It carries expectations of territorial authority, internal cohesion, and the capacity to absorb external security risks. Djibouti's restraint is grounded in its confidence over its borders and its monopoly on force. Somaliland does not yet possess the same margin of control. Except in a foreign military presence, particularly one tied to Red Sea security and Israeli-linked shipping, would concentrate risk in areas already politically sensitive. It could deepen internal fractures, harden opposition in contested regions, and expose the limits of governance rather than a firm statehood. And Gaza changes how all of this is received. Across Somali society, including Somaliland, Gaza has become a moral and political litmus test. Any arrangement perceived as trading recognition for strategic alignment, especially alignment connected to Israel, would face intense public scrutiny. This is a risk Djibouti has chosen not to absorb, which raises a final question. If Somaliland does not yet control much of its territory it claims, and if regional anger over Gaza has lowered tolerance for perceived complicity, would hosting a U.S. military presence strengthen Somaliland's claims to statehood or expose the very vulnerabilities that recognition is meant to resolve? What remains unresolved is not Washington's intent. It is whether Somali political leadership, federal or regional, anticipated this moment, and whether decisions about Somalia's strategic value will be shaped by Somali agency or once again by forces acting faster than the political realities on the ground can safely absorb.